Hey, Felix says you're always making noise, bro. Okay, so I think we're on now.
Okay, we good.
Yeah, we cool. Yeah. Okay, Frank sent you a message. Frank? Yeah, he says you're always making noise. Anyway, welcome to Chooses with 2J. Today we are interviewing I know her as Greystone. On Instagram is I am Greystone. So I'm going to interview I am Greystone. So I say Grace.
Yeah.
Uh, Whoever logs on late will be on YouTube on Saturday for the day.
Dope.
So
All right.
we get on. We can also send their questions. And yeah, we can start out.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm all ears.
So Grace, if you can tell people, who you are because like I don't know.
I must tell people who I am.
Yeah.
That's always a long story, that one. But I'm an artist, choreographer, writer, poet. I think I dub myself a performer first before anything else. Specifically in theater. And yeah, the list is long. Vocalist, dancer, and. But I think as a holistically performance artist, I think that would sum up, who I am as a whole. Yeah.
Cool. And you were recently in Beijing. You were there for like a year or two, or if I'm not
I was there for
mistaken.
2 years. Yeah. I
And
left
you
just in time. It's probably too soon for that, but yeah. Yeah, I spent 2 years in China, in Beijing, teaching performance and drama. So that was a very interesting experience. Yeah.
And I noticed that you were teaching like our style of dance and our cultures and stuff. How did that go?
Fulfilling. I think
Is a
it
signal.
was very important for me to also share our culture and where we're from. And for me, I mean, what better way in the style of dance? Because that is, my home for me. And people, the reception was amazing. Like the energy. I mean, if you've seen the videos, the energy that the people gave off was. It felt. I even said to them, it felt like I was, out somewhere at Jozi, partying up with my friends and just having a good time. They were very open to, the style of Afro house and Afro fusion and Afro beats. There's actually a very deep hunger from the people there to learn, specifically African styles and about African culture, which was quite interesting. And, it made me feel warm inside to know that there's a whole other culture in a whole different world. I'm going off topic here, but yeah, it made me think about what we're being fed and what we're believing, and how much are we willing to learn, to sort of justify or to make sure that that is the truth about another culture or another country. So yeah.
And you also released your book while you were in Beijing. So
Yeah.
how's that?
So I self-published when I was there. And again, the reception was really good. There was a very nice community of poets and writers over that side, that, gave a really good support structure. And the book, I think it came, the reason why I guess I pushed to do it over there was the process of the book itself took place in China. When I started writing it, it was, you know, when I just, not long after I arrived there. So I felt it was right to, you know, sort of release it in that space. The reception there was great towards the book and just my writing and my poetry in general. So yeah, that was a really another profound moment for me, knowing that outside of, you know, my comfort and outside of what I know, there's so much more possibility outside of expectations and what I limit myself. So that was a very good experience as well.
I don't do this self-publish. Is it easier that side or in general? Because like me, I also published a book, but I had to like go through your leaps and bounds, and luckily I found somebody that sponsored my book.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know what the process. I didn't go deep into the process of publishing with a, you know, publishing group or publishing company. That's why I decided to sort of self-publish and just. So that process was easier, but obviously you lack sort of the support from a publishing company who would distribute, you know, your books or place them in bookstores. But then there was also the issue of language, right? So for me the decision to sort of self-publish, I guess I had control over sort of who receives it. But on the other end, there's also the limit, right, of how far does my book go if I don't have sort of those structures. So it was easier and also not easier, depending on, you know, what you're looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know, hey, publishing a book is difficult, even when it comes to self-publishing.
The process of self-publishing itself was easy, like, you know, like, because I knew what I was in control of the design. I was in control of I mean, it was stressful, but it was easy in the sense that I knew what I wanted and I wanted it a certain way, and, you know, I sort of had control over that. But it was sort of the aftermath that, you know, you consider is my book reaching as far as it can go, or, you know, in that sense. So that's why I'm like, it was a catch-22 situation. Yeah.
Really? Hey, you showed another video when you were there. Hey, sorry if I said the name wrong. Well, don't jealous me.
Yes.
Like, can you give us a process? Because I know you direct your own videos and stuff. So the process of choreographing to first, I know from the poetry side you write, and then you choreograph, and then it's the whole video, and then also the dancing is So give us the whole process.
So I'm gonna speak specifically to that video. Don't Jealous Me. That collaboration was completely spontaneous. The guy I did the dance with Q. He's actually American, and we met at this like live performance bar thing, and he was a performer. And he attended the class where I was teaching Afro House, funny enough, when I was teaching that class. And he was like, yo, we need to do something. I don't know what we need to do, but we need to do something together. So the process happened quite quickly to, like, you know, let's do something, to find the song. And then we co-choreographed that together, which is a first for me as well, to sort of, you know, fuse creativity, also because he comes from a sort of hip-hop background. So it was interesting sort of fusing this to an Afrobeat song, which I think was quite exciting. Also, we did this in the middle of winter. So we shot the video in like -4 weather. It was so cold. That whole morning, it was like between -8 and -4. And I mean, the videographer was just awesome. Atmos Free, check him out. I think we all fused sort of creativity together to form that. And with him specifically, he's the same guy who shot Sun in the Flowers. I think there's a very nice fluid allowance of directing between him and myself in terms of creativity. So there's also a point for me where I trust the eye of the person shooting, because there's things that I can't see. So one thing I learned through the process also is to let go. And that, you know, sometimes I plan something has to look a certain way and it's not working. And I think as artists and creatives, we need to be able to get to the point where we're like, okay, I can't see what you're seeing, and I'm going to trust sort of your ability based off, obviously, what I know of you and your work. And just trust that things will sort of fall into place. And I mean, it came out better than I expected as well, than we expected. But it was a tedious, long, cold morning. It took us 4 hours to shoot that. Also something that maybe people don't realize how much work and time goes into it. Finding the location, having running in between takes, running to your jacket because it was -4, to spending 5 minutes to warm up because you can't feel your hands or your feet or your face. You know, and then you have the nice end product, which is always nice to look at. But the process, that specific process was probably the most challenging in the cold, you know, in the middle of China, which was quite interesting. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if any of the viewers have any questions here. You guys are welcome to ask, but what can I? Yeah, the Sun in the Flowers. Is it based on anyone? Because
interesting story about that piece. The piece is actually written to a flower, quite literally. So the project, the piece was written as a project that I'm sort of a part of. It's a project about flowers and reserving flowers in South Africa. And I was asked to write this piece as someone who's in a different country to someone else who is holding the space of flowers, you know. So a lot of the metaphors in the piece itself, I'm actually speaking about an actual flower, quite literally. Specifically this yellow flower that comes up. But obviously it translates as a person. And no one believes me that I'm like, it's about a flower, literally. But also, you know, take it as you interpret, because I do feel like I compare people to flowers, you know, a lot of the times. And that's I think that's where sort of the flowers reminded me of us. It reminds me of people, how resilient we are. And, you know, despite whatever, we always find a way to sort of push through and rebirth, or, you know. So it's not about a person, it's about an actual flower. But, you know, if you relate it to someone, then that works too.
That's deep. So now that you're back in SA, like you're back now. I don't know how long, but what are your plans now?
I don't know for how long either, but so I'm definitely back for the year because I'm currently doing my master's. So I came back to do my master's in applied theatre. So I'm still in the performance side. Also still finding my feet back in South Africa. I think coming back, this was the longest I've been out of the country. I'm coming back to sort of, you know, find my place again with studying and with, you know, the kind of direction I want to take with performance and my work. So for now, I'm still landing, but I'm not relaxing. So there's a lot of things in the works currently. I am working on a second book. This is the first time mentioning. I'm working on a second book that hopefully, if my time works out, should be done, you know, by, let me not give a date, but before the end of the year. And then also some projects that I'll be doing with some videographers and photographers as well this side, that I'm trying to still be in that creative space, because I don't want to slow down, coming from that side. So yeah, back in SA, it's been interesting readjusting to things here. It's very different, but so far so good. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when it comes to, we should do some stuff. Like I told you about
We should. We're supposed to do some stuff. Yeah. We have witnesses now, so yeah. We need to respond to that. Yeah.
And it's overdue though. We should. Yeah.
It is. And I mean, I don't know if people know, but I mean, we've done projects together. But I mean, this was like years ago. So, we could do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to start interviewing you now.
Really?
I feel like I'm going to start interviewing you now. But so when are we doing this project? When is this happening? But yeah.
Yeah, like, I guess we can check because people are still working on.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted to do a video with you. The next video. Still conceptualizing that, because remember the idea I had about the initial idea was to have the projector on me, with the projector showing my mom's school and stuff. Like a tribute to my mom. But I still need to do some research, because I hear there's some rules about shooting kids. So I must first make sure about that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think about.
Okay. No, but we need to jump on that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Plus photography, we're always up for the shoot, So,
make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone talking. So nobody has questions.
No questions. Just some viewers. Some viewers. So I think for most of the people who joined late, who missed, a lot of the conversation.
Mm-hmm. So, is there anything that you want to do? Or is there any questions I haven't asked you that you want to do?
This is your interview to me. I don't know. I'm just here as an open book. Whatever you want to ask me, pertaining my work or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the floor is open. And this is fire in the comments.
Yeah, I think I've asked all my questions. What I do want to say though is, when I did the reaction on your video is the first video where I got views and comments in the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
Like everybody else is like after 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
So baby is giving me a sign I should focus on poetry videos. But so far I don't know you and the other kid you told me about that does poetry videos. I forgot his name though.
From where?
I think America or something.
Shane Koigzen. It has to be Shane Koigzen. That's the only person I'll ever talk about.
Yeah,
yeah, he's pretty amazing. You should do some reactions on his stuff, probably. Yeah, one of my biggest inspirations as a writer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess, is there any shout outs before we end?
Is there any what? Shout outs. Shout out to my parents, and thanks for raising. No. No, just if you're out there and you wanna collaborate to work, hello, yeah. So, but yeah, just yeah. I don't know. I've never done the shout out thing. Just Yeah.
Mm.
People, okay, I see some comments.
Yeah, people are asking. Yeah, quite. I know if so.
I've never heard of from Cape Town. Okay.
I'm not sure if he. I haven't heard of stuff in a while, but I heard of stuff back in 2000.
Okay.
I don't know, but
So you're
now.
not sure if she has any recent. Actually, I'll check.
Yeah. Lee Jackson.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Lee Jackson. I guess that's how shout outs work over
Yeah.
here. But yeah.
But yeah.
Anything else? Any other questions?
I think that's for my side. If nobody else has a question, I guess they'll have to see the delayed interview on Saturday.
Well, they know where to find me, so yeah. But yeah, it was good having a chat and catching up and having witnesses that we need to do some projects together. So yeah, I look forward to that.
Definitely. Okay, Grace. Thanks for doing this. Oh, wait. Great. Great is a question. Can we charge for features?
Do you want to answer that one first?
Okay, it depends. Yeah, it really depends. What is your idea? Okay, on my side, please your answer. Okay. On my side, it depends on the song or the project. What's your idea? Where are you taking it? What's the if it resonates with me, then no, I won't charge. If I'm gonna say like, nah, it's not really gonna benefit me anyway, then I may charge. So yeah, and I can't really state the rates now because it's a public interview. Because that also determines like who are you and stuff like that. That's a question.
Yeah, I think for me the same. Especially because, I mean, for me specifically, because I work in so many different avenues, like dance related, poetry related, you know, like what it depends on the kind of collaboration and features. So like again, like feature and collaboration also for me are two different words, right? Or has two different connotations and meanings. So it depends what the project is. Again, like you said, what is it for? What is the outcome? What is the context? Yeah, it depends on those factors. So like yes and no, I guess. It just depends. Yeah, agreed.
And also importantly, even if they collaborate or feature with any of us, it shouldn't rely on us if they the person approaching. Whoever comes for a feature, it's still their song or their project. We have to make sure. A lot of people think like if they feature a big artist like AKA or something, it's all gonna blow up, which is not the case.
Yeah.
So,
So sort of like you still have ownership, you know, over this project or your whatever it is that you're coming with.
The supportive one.
so I guess
A lot there in your background.
yeah. But I guess there's no more questions.
Like it?
I have a long night ahead of me editing this.
Good luck to you.
So for whoever missed it, 24 hours will go on my Instagram and Saturday will go on my YouTube. So yeah.
All
Peace
right.
out.
Ciao. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Cool. You okay?